How you doing? My name is Danny Ambrosio from Houston Center. I was hired back in May of '06. Went through Miami-Dade CTI school. Then I came to Houston Center via Oklahoma City, obviously, as every trainee does these days. I've been checked out since September '08. Coming through, that things that you need to look at, especially from a CTI point of view, is that the Oklahoma training is it's intense. You got to draw your maps. You got to learn a lot of stuff that maybe if you don't have an aviation background that you're going to have to pick up in a quick amount of time. Most of the time it's 3 months in training, a little bit longer for basics. They've extended things with URET and other new training tools that they're putting into the facilities now that you'll have much better experience with in training probably than the controllers on the job right now, because we're learning it on the job as we go. Unfortunately, you get the joy of learning it firsthand, and that's the only equipment you'll ever know. Where since I've been here in 3 years, I've already had to learn 3 different types of equipment to use here at Houston Center. Also, while you're going through training, things you can expect here at Houston Center with the functional training. It's just a very advanced, intense program where you learn to do your radar training, which where you're talking to the planes, you're responsible for the separation of all aircraft involved at that time, and your D side, which is the assistant, which is a lot of more coordination and helping the R side with handoffs and, like I said, issuing traffic to other local adjacent facilities and so forth. In this training, the reason why it's so difficult is because if you do not have a very extensive aviation background, you do not have a lot of time to learn the intricacies of the job, such as like climb rates of certain aircraft versus other aircraft. Why, every plane does not climb the same as, a 737 doesn't climb the same as a Citation or a Cessna, a little single engine prop plane. Things like these that you'll find out on the job very quickly, and hopefully your trainer will be wise enough and help you along that you'll have a long career here. Most shifts are 5 days a week, 2 days off, 8 hours a shift. There's overtime available when you become fully certified. Fully certification takes about anywhere from 1.5 years to almost up to 3 years, maybe a little longer in some cases, depending on your background. Most of the time, the training is it is very difficult. You have your good days and you have your very, very bad days. The whole time you need to keep your attitude up. It's a learning process. You're going to learn things, you're going to do things wrong. That is the important thing to realize, that if you do something wrong, to move on. You cannot stop and beat yourself up about it. Learn from it, move on. The traffic's going to keep coming. You got to keep going with it. You're in control, take control. If you have a problem and you have a question, ask. The most important thing we always tell our trainees is to ask. If they're not sure about something and they assume something and they move on without asking, they usually end up in trouble. So my best advice in the situation is always ask. Don't assume anything, because assuming gets you in a lot of trouble. Know your LOAs, your letters of agreement. Know your maps. That'll always help you. And every now and then you need to go back through your map and remember, it'll help you in the long-term process through the training. It'll also help you with your LOAs and why we do things out here. There usually is a reason why something is done, and it'll attribute back to the job, and you'll learn it as you are learning on the job as the day goes on. Also, here, obviously we're here with NATCA. NATCA for me over the years, honestly, to me, I have my say in my future, is my opinion on the matter. The contract was being negotiated. I was contacted directly and asked for my opinion on several subjects. And why? Simply because I was so involved with NATCA, or I am so involved with NATCA, and they came to me seeking for a younger person's advice. Now, as you and I are going in for the next 20, 25 years plus, you and I are going to be the ones deciding our future. I would like you to help me decide what's best for you and for me for the future of our fellow controllers. And that's why I ask you to become involved with us here at NATCA. And it's not just going to meetings and on the job kind of thing where if you can become in trouble or you need help as far as like filing a grievance or on the job issues, I'll be there to support you, you'll be there to support me, and we'll get through it together. The most important thing though is to realize that we do it together. One of the most important things that I see from NATCA in the future, obviously we just had this big battle for the last 3 years. Myself being hired, originally I was the last class hired under the Green Book. Then we got the White Book. And the FAA has told us that this was a fair contract, a fair deal, which it wasn't a contract, it was imposed work rules. They gave me a 30% pay cut, and now that we've done and we've gone through and renegotiated, we also have gotten back a fair deal. Now that's what I see for the future, that we need to keep getting us fair deals and working together and hopefully in the end, we'll have a long, prosperous career together.